It's another week of the Boylesports Betzone with me, Nigel Seeley, and yet another week of losing tips from the man to my right, Mr. Chris Perry, former Tottenham defender. What happened last week, mate?
It weren't a great week for me. What can I say? Don't tip anything that I'm tipping at the moment.
Same as the week
I'm hoping this week's been better. I've been studying a lot harder and I've worked a lot harder on this week's tips.
I knew we were in trouble when you agreed with me on my winning nap. Southampton's win to nil, and Mr. Forster come out of the goal and give it all away. And the first person I thought of you.
You can't legislate for mistakes like that, though, can you?
Well, that's what the punters will be saying with your tips. They can't legislate for mistakes like that, but you do. Week in, week out, you watch to see what losers Chris tips up. Let's have a look at the first game. We're going to start off 12:45. West Bromwich Albion against Arsenal. 2 or 3 weeks ago, looked at this game and thought this is a tricky arse for Arsenal, but West Brom only one win in the last 7.
Yeah, West Brom not in great form. Arsenal have actually got a very, very good record there. I actually like both teams to score in this game. It sounds a bit funny, West Brom don't score that many goals, but both teams to score are coming in 7 out of the 8 games at home to Arsenal, so I'd expect that to come in.
Yeah, both teams have scored in the last 6 matches. Last 3 West Brom games have been under 2.5 goals. On the outcome of the game, you've got to be odds on away. Arsenal are 4-5 to win this, and the king of the odds on aways is the man to the right. You're going to be back in Arsenal 4-5?
I'm not going to be backing Arsenal to win this game at 4-5. I do think Arsenal will win the game, so I'm going to go both teams to score and Arsenal to win at 13-5.
Koscielny could be back. Massive boost for Arsenal. Giroud is back. Where's your double bubble going this week?
My double bubble is still going on Alexis Sanchez. Can't stop scoring goals. Fantastic player. Scored a great goal last night in the Champions League. First goal scorer 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1 if you get for Alexis Sanchez to score the first goal. Remember, Boylesports will double the odds if your first goal scorer's bet wins inside the first 20 minutes and lands the double bubble. And Alexis Sanchez is usually a man you want to bet, but usually he gets the goals at the Emirates rather than away from home. Saturday, 5:30, Chelsea away at Sunderland. Chelsea fantastic in Europe, Chris, but 3-1 on to win this game. You must be all over that.
Well, again, it's a game that I do think they'll win. I think they're unbeatable this season. They've been superb form, great result in the week, 5-0 away at Schalke. Chelsea will win the game, that's undoubted. But funnily enough, in this game as well, you don't fancy Sunderland to score, but both teams to score is coming in 8 of the last 9 games that Chelsea have gone to Sunderland, and Chelsea have won 9 of those games.
With your stats, 8 of the 9, why don't you go back to 10? Because if you did all the homework like me, you must have got tired. You'll find out both teams scored in 9 of the last 10. You just
yeah, but also Chelsea have won their last 9 Premier League games at the Stadium of Light.
OK, well done. Chelsea looking good, but 3-1 on is a very short price to pay. Gus Poyet, though, does have a good record against Chelsea, so bear that in mind. 8-1. They did beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last season.
They did. That was the one really bad result that Chelsea had at home last season. I don't expect them to do it. I really can't see them doing it. I think you can get a good bet is both teams to score, Chelsea to win at 23-10. Again, Chelsea on the handicap at Chelsea -1 is around even money, 20-21, which I think is good.
Yeah, both teams to score, as Chris says, in 9 of the last 10 fixtures in this side. That is one of my parts of my enhanced treble. Both teams to score, yes, treble, which we'll come on to at the end of the show here. 7 of the last 14 games, those Sunderland have drawn, and the draw here is 19-5. That's probably the best they could hope for in this game.
Oh, definitely the best they can hope for. I don't see Chelsea losing all season. As I said, they're in superb form. Sunderland, patchy at home. They can, if they do get a draw, it'd be a really good result for Sunderland.
Anything tempting on a double bubble?
Tempting on double bubble, I think you've got to look at Diego Costa again. First goal scorer, 9-4.
Sanchez, I see where we're going for the Man City.
Well, that's because they score goals. I mean, they're the goal scorers.
They're favourites, that's why you don't.
Well, they are. If you want to go for an outsider here, John Terry has scored 3 goals in games against Sunderland. It's not a bad record for a centre-back, and he is 19-4 for John Terry to score and Chelsea to win.
And did he score? He scored the opening at Schalke and landed a double bubble, a massive Schalke. Double bubble if you got involved in that. So John Terry could be the way to go. Great record against Sunderland. Probably a little bit better value than Costa. And Costa, you always got to doubt whether he plays or he doesn't play. Sunday, 1:30, Champions Manchester City away at Southampton. This is a big test, and the test now come thick and fast for Southampton. They're a little bit bigger than 2-1 to win this game, 21-10, and Man City 5-4, or shall we call Man City Sergio Aguero?
Well, it is just Sergio Aguero. While we're on Man City, I was just going to mention your moustache you've been growing for Movember.
Yep.
I think I saw Joe Hart's the other night. Joe Hart's moustache, very similar to yours, sort of gingery colour there. A little bit bushy.
Strawberry
I quite like it, yeah?
Strawberry blonde, not ginger, strawberry blonde, my friend. Anyway, enough about me taking the mic. Get on to Aguero.
First of all, I have to bow down to your greater judgment, pulling in a 22-1 outsider at Man City to beat Bayern Munich 3-2. Hands up, round of applause, well done.
Never a doubt.
So, on this game again, I think this one will be a draw, to be honest. I think 12-5 the draw is a decent bet. Southampton, very strong at home, won their last 5 at home. Man City will be buoyed after that result in the week against Bayern Munich. I think a draw is a good shout here.
Usual Chris Perry's tactics, obviously, if it's not odds on away or odds on home, let's sit on the fence and go for a draw. Man City did draw this game 1-1 last season. Aguero obviously scores the goals. Only 3 wins in the last 8 for the champions. But could that win against Bayern Munich turn their whole season around?
It could do. I mean, it could. But I think going to Southampton is a difficult place to go at the moment. But I think what you can bet on here is Sergio Aguero to score any time has come in 14 times in the last 20 games. So he's here to score any time at 5-6, which I think is really good odds. Yeah, good odds, 5-6 for Chris Perry there on Aguero to score any time. Getting now to like Ronaldo and Messi over for Barcelona and Real Madrid. Final game, Sunday, 4 o'clock, your former club. They host Everton. Tottenham host Everton. Both teams come on the back of Europa League wins. Obviously, Everton have got to travel back from Germany. Tottenham, both teams to score all day long in these games. Absolutely. Both teams to scores coming in 5 of the last 6 Spurs games. Both teams to scores coming in 5 of 6 of Everton's away games this season. So I think both teams to scores seems to be the bet to go. I think it's going to be a draw, this one. I think both sides will come back after Europa League games and won't be at their best. Everton are in good form. Tottenham are in patchy form. Lucky wins away from home. With men getting sent off. If Everton get a man sent off, then you can back Tottenham to win. But if they don't, then it's going to be a draw for me at 12-5. Typical Chris Perry stats there. 5 of the last 6. If you've done a little bit more homework, you find it was 10 in the last 12 matches for Tottenham. So both teams, it gets to 6, and I probably can't count any higher than that, thank you, Chris. But anyway, 5 of Tottenham's last 6 games have ended 2-1 either way. Everton won 2-1 against West Ham. A 2-1 win either way could make appeal to some. Both teams in form. Everton unbeaten run of the last 7 games. Any double bubble in that for you? Any double? I think Harry Kane is the one at the moment. He seems to be scoring all the goals for Spurs. Another favourite. Well, he's at 5-1, which isn't that bad odds. I think 5-1, double bubble, 10-1. You can't go wrong if he scores in the first 20 minutes. Remember, you get double the odds if your goal scorer scores inside the first 20 minutes. That applies to every single Premier League Premier League game this weekend on the Boylesports coupon. Chris, what's your nap? My nap of the week, I'm going to go both teams to score and Chelsea to win. 23-10. 23. I'm a little bit. I don't like the fact he's agreeing me to some certain part of me because he let me down again last week. But my enhanced treble this weekend is a both teams to score yes, and it's West Brom against Arsenal. I like that a lot. I'm going to go for Sunderland against Chelsea a yes, and Tottenham against Everton a yes at a boosted 6-1 with Boylesports, and that's available now on the website www.boylesports.com. Chris, thanks very much as always. Next week the moustache will be gone. Oh, it's such a pity. But I will put it in a bag and I'll give it to you, and we'll auction it on eBay. We'll auction it, yeah. So we'll give the money to charity. Okay, that's been the Boylesports Bet Zone. We'll see you all same time, same place next week.